Hey Canucks fans, Vancouver Canucks head coach Bruce Boudreau met with the media yesterday. So let's recap what he talked about. Let's talk about what makes Bruce Boudreau so endearing, and let's talk about his future as well. I am Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary for Tuesday, May the 3rd. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. And just before I get to Bruce Boudreau, I want to recap very quickly last night's NHL playoff action. Game 1's 4 series kicking off. And it was a night of big scores and big performances. 2 shutouts. The Leafs beating the Lightning 5-0. And Auston Matthews and Mitch Marner with 3 points apiece. Jack Campbell with the shutout. Then there's another shutout, 4-0, the Blues over the Wild. David Perron with a hat trick and Ville Husso with that shutout. Then another big score, 5-1, Carolina over Boston. Antti Ranta making 36 saves or 38 saves, I think. And then some spread out scoring for the Hurricanes. And then an exciting 4-3 LA Kings victory over the Edmonton Oilers with Trevor Moore, I think, picking up 3 points. So again, big scores, 4-3, 4-0, 5-0, and 5-1. We will see what day 2 entails. And one other thing, started off my softball season last night with a 19-13 win. In my first hit in 3 years, I hit a 3-run home run. I'm not the hardest hitter, but I'm a good and smart base runner. And it also helped that the other team made a couple of unforced fielding errors as well. Anytime I go up to bat and run the bases, you can just put some circus music on and it's always a gong show, but it ended up working very well. Okay, working out very well. Speaking of working out very well, Bruce Boudreau, he was outstanding since taking over for the Canucks as the Canucks head coach back in early December, whereas Travis Green went 8, 15, and 2. Bruce Boudreau went 32, 15, and 10. So in 57 games, 32, 15, and 10, that is 17 games over 500. If you say 17 games over 500, 82 game season, that's 99 points. That gets you in the playoffs. However, if you take that 17 games over 500, extrapolate it over 82 games instead of like taking the same pace as Boudreau's 57, you actually get to 105 points, which is pretty impressive. So whether you just take 17 games over 500 and say that's what you are, that's 99 points, or extrapolate it over a full 82 game season at the same pace, that's 105. Regardless, it speaks to how good Boudreau was, basically taking the Canucks to a 100-point pace. At his media availability, he said all the right things. He said that he wants to be back. He said that he thinks that Rutherford and Allvin and Aquilini, he thinks that the organization wants him back. Yeah, I'd say so. We all know that it was a 1-year contract plus a 1-year option. Both the club and the team have an option. Sorry, the club and the team is the same thing. Both the club and Boudreau have an option. So it looks like they're not only going to exercise that option, but I think it'd be smart if they indeed extended Boudreau by another couple of years. So that 4-year contract, that 2-year contract, 1 plus an option, should turn into 1 plus 3 to make it a 4-year contract overall. A good commitment to Boudreau. Boudreau's committed to the city, a commitment to the fans, and so on and so forth. He said a lot of good things. He said that the biggest thing he wanted to bring in was positivity and a culture of winning. So that, that's 2 things that I believe. Well, the positivity for sure. I'm not sure how much I win at life, but I could see why Boudreau was so endearing to fans and players alike. He also taught the importance of good leaders, having good leaders, both young and old, letting them do talk in the room, and he didn't really interfere. He also talked about he didn't want to interfere in Rutherford and Allvin's plans. His job is to coach the players that he's given. His job is to coach the players that he has. He's not afraid to lend input when they ask him for suggestions about what kind of players he wants, but he's not going to steer the ship nor rock the boat that way. Also talked about how special he thinks Elias Pettersson is. Quinn Hughes, of course. He talked about how Thatcher Demko is the hardest working goalie he's ever had. Also talked about the fact that he likes a lot of elements of the lineup. He's got 3 strong centers in Miller, Horvat, and Petey, of course. Then he's got a superstar defenseman in Hughes, an all-star goaltender in Demko, and then some good young pieces. So he didn't really go on and on about the defense. I think we all agree that that's the one part of the team that needs to improve, and also to continue to get worthy contributions from their bottom six and depth players. That's another thing he talked about, is that the really good teams that go far in the playoffs, they have a lot of depth. And while he was quick to praise all of the Abbotsford call-ups like the Nick Patans and Sheldon Dries of the world, he also said that he kind of hinted that they kind of need to improve their depth on the team overall. So overall, Boudreau was very likable in his press conference, just like he was this entire season. He's going back east, going home, I guess tomorrow on Wednesday, but that doesn't mean that they can't work out a contract extension. So I've said I think they should extend him by pick up the option and extend him for 2 more years to make it a total of 4 years. And I think that's fair. That's about what he usually got. I think he did basically 1 4-year stint and 2 5-year stints in Washington, Anaheim, and Minnesota. So it makes sense if he does 4 years total. It'll be par for the course for him. It'll take him to being 71 years old. Okay, so I've talked about the press conference. I've talked about what I think they should do contract-wise. And really, I just want to end off asking you guys, there's so many likable things about Boudreau, whether it's he brought in the WWE Championship belt to be handed off from player to player after a Canucks win, whether it's his positivity, whether it's his honesty, whether it's he building up the leadership core, whether it's trying things like PD and Hughes on the penalty kill, whether it's giving players like PD and Besser confidence, Podkolzin. So there's so many good things that we can talk about Boudreau, and of course his history of winning. He's 1 win away from 600 career wins. So I guess my question to you today, and I'd love to hear in the comments, is if you could narrow it down to one thing about Boudreau. I know there's so many good qualities, but what's the one thing that makes Bruce Boudreau either such a good coach or so likable in your opinion? I trust that you like him. I trust that you like what he's done with the Canucks. So what's the one thing? Is it his positivity? Is it his dedication to winning? Is it his honesty? Is it his the way he tries, he gives confidence to his players? Is it the way he instills leadership? Is it the way that he is not afraid to try new things like PD and Hughes on the penalty kill? So many things that you can choose from, but maybe his insistence on offense, because we saw that an uptick in the Canucks scoring and their power play since he got here. So many things you can talk about. Maybe it's something that I didn't mention, but for you, what's the one thing that you appreciate about Bruce Boudreau the most? He's so likable and he's so honest, all those things. But for me, it is indeed, and no surprise here, I'm sure, coming from me. For me, it's his positivity. Yes, I'm the founder of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club. And in fact, Peter in this channel thinks that I look like the Asian version of Bruce Boudreau. I don't know if I should be flattered or deeply offended, but I think Boudreau and I share a few qualities, not physical. You might disagree, but the positivity to me is a huge thing, and I love it. I love how he never seemed to get too down. He was always very honest when the Canucks played well, when they didn't play well, but overall they played well under his watch, and his positivity was the one thing that stood out to me. But I want to know, for you, what's the one thing about Boudreau that stands out to you? Leave it in the comments below. Shout out to my sponsors, Perform and Transform, personal training and weight loss. Sign up now for a free 7-day trial. Use the link in my video descriptions. And Advanced City Experts Real Estate Group. Contact Jason Lim and his team for all of your real estate needs. Legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Justin Credible, legendary Andrew Chang, and Hall of Fame members Jens 95, Sim Alexander, Chris Seifert, Adam Brewfield, Shannon Hollingworth, HSM Fangirl Gaming, Smooth Groove, and Carol Bovenlander. Thank you for your support as always, and thanks to the support of all members of all levels. You are listed in my video descriptions. If you want to become a member of the CCC crew, press the join button underneath this or my videos or the memberships tab on my YouTube channel. And if you made it this far into the video, 9 minutes in, this one's simple. Bruce, there it is. Type that in the comments. That's the way I know you made it all the way to the end of this video. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. No, subscribe if you'd like to. Like this video if you like to. Become a member or upgrade your membership if you'd like to. And leave a comment down below if you'd like to. Your favorite thing about Bruce Boudreau. Stay safe, stay healthy. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. Have a great day. God bless, and go Canucks go.